So here's a video no one asked for. I was actually going to film this on my GoPro, but it didn't work, and I don't want to figure out why at this point in time. We're filming on my phone, and this actually gives me a chance to test out these wireless mics that I have. So I'm hoping for the best that they work as I'm filming this. Today, I want to talk about hearing aids. Hold on. I'm getting something. Early hearing aids were simply just amplifiers that made sounds louder and often not comfortable at all. They were just a small speaker, a microphone, and a battery. There was no frequency selection, no noise reduction capabilities. It was just tubes and transistors that boosted the ambient sounds around you. And yeah, it wasn't comfortable. I know from personal experience because I actually wear hearing aids. I am unilaterally deaf. I have profound deafness on my left side. What's it caused by? Sensorineural hearing loss. So basically, you just wake up and you're deaf, or you're around a lot of loud noises. It's a very common occurrence. Hold on. Yes, it's very uncomfortable because it's just loud all the time and was not really catered to the individual that is wearing the piece. I actually had a Starkey, it's like a little in-ear one, way ahead of its time in the early 2000s. It was a pretty penny. It was about $2,000 for this little piece. I'm going to insert a picture here. I would hear random noises like digital noises every once in a while. I had the ability actually to make it louder if I wanted to, but it was uncomfortable and it didn't really suit my natural hearing. Now, modern hearing aids have come a long way since then, and they are essentially mini computers. They contain a DSP, which is digital signal processor, which boosts the frequencies that you need and reduce the unwanted noise. They can update firmware wirelessly and switch between modes automatically based on your location. And some models have health sensors and built-in AI. So it's pretty amazing. So they connect wirelessly via Bluetooth, BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, and can be controlled through an app. We basically went from analog amplifiers to smart computers that learn and adjust to your needs. And it's pretty great until it's not. Modern hearing aids present several security concerns. I want to say that these are more inconvenient than they are capable of retrieving personal information like banking or anything like that. One of the most obvious ones is sniffing and data leaks. Bluetooth packets or BLE packets can be intercepted, and packets can be captured through tools like Wireshark or Ubertooth. I've used Wireshark, never used Ubertooth. That can reveal some information like the access profile, the Bluetooth address, the unique identifier, which the hearing aid device uses to broadcast pairing or streaming. Simply put, an attacker will just listen in or intercept your signal and collect data. That data could be used to replay sound, disrupt the signal, and theoretically eavesdrop on your conversations. And this is why you do not use hearing aids in a skiff. So I say theoretically because I have not seen it done, but no one has come outright and said it could be done. Theoretically, you can. The next one is jamming, flooding, and it can spoof different devices that you're going to be synced with. Basically just be an inconvenience to someone. Just make it not work. It can flooding as in they're sending so much packets that it cannot process, and the device will just drop or just disconnect. Interference attacks that will block the signal between the pairing, and then it just will not work. Attackers can spoof a device, so basically impersonate another device, and that's basically what you're going to be paired with. Honestly, with my last Starkey device, where you could use your phone, if they were able to intercept that device or like spoof my phone, they could listen. And ultimately, most of the risk comes from the individual. You have a malware on your device. An attacker can probably gain access to your hearing aid app and use it to eavesdrop. None of what I'm saying is new information. Many people have thought about it before. I just want to talk about it. All right, so let me talk a little bit about my experience with hearing aids. So my first hearing aid was actually Starkey, and it was a really good hearing aid at the time, but it was very, very uncomfortable. Much to what I said in the earlier hearing aids that were made, it was simply just amplified noise. Half the time, I would only use it in a quiet environment. It didn't discriminate speech against wind. So basically, it sounded like, I don't know if this mic's working. Imagine somebody gurgling into your ear very loudly. That was my very, very first one. I switched to Starkey Halos, and these were really, really cool because I was able to map out my environment. I worked in a classroom setting at the time, and I would walk around to my most loud, like my loudest areas in the facility, and it would adjust the volume, and I would set different settings to it so that when I walked into a certain room, it would either mute, it would increase or decrease. Now, the current ones I'm wearing, they are called the Phonak. I'm actually going to take it out. Yeah, so the ones I have right now are Phonak. My left side, this is what it looks like. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen a hearing aid before, but this is a cross. So it is made to get the noise from all like that side of me and put it in my good ear. I did a terrible job at explaining that, but yeah, so basically it takes all of the noise that would be on that side and comes over to the right side. And so that's how a cross works. I will show what I have. And that is my left. And then my right is a P30, and it is not the top tier of hearing aids whatsoever. It's just your basic. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it Phonak, but they come with little accessories that you can do. So you can buy a Roger, which is really, really cool. I actually want to buy one. But it is basically this mic that you can put in the middle of the room, and it would only listen in. You can use it in a conference setting. You can use it. People can clip on a Roger, and then you'd only be able to hear them. So it's really good if you're like in a noisy environment, concert. Like I think that would be the ideal setting for it. So one of the reasons why I was very interested in seeing if this was even a possibility about trying to hack my own hearing aids, I've been looking into like so many Reddit posts about people who are trying to hack their own hearing aids so that they can do their own adjustments. Are these hacks realistic? I kind of wish that I did not get rid of my old hearing aids because I would love to try them out. Toyed with the idea of trying them out on the ones I currently have. They're just so expensive. I don't even want to mess with them. Maybe I can get my hands on an older version. I kind of wish I did not get rid of my Starkey Halo ones. So for the sniffing or just Bluetooth is short range, which means that the attacker would have had to be in close proximity to you and have the tools functional to inject or capture all of that information. It's low, but never zero, right? Practical likelihood Most manufacturers employ heavy encryption on these devices. So you would have to get past that. So I was trying to find some articles out there regarding actually hacking a hearing aid, if anyone was able to do it. And I actually came across two articles. I found one that was in 2014 from Frank Swain. It was actually an art project. So it wasn't like trying to do anything malicious. It's not a default vulnerability, it is a hardware hack. So the aim of this art project was to like actually listen to Wi-Fi signals, not capturing Wi-Fi signals, but being able to hear the Wi-Fi signals. And so he did some hardware hacking and, was able to listen in, and he walked around through the park. And funny enough, he used the Starkey Halo hearing aids. Through that, he was able to actually hear, like literally hear the Wi-Fi signals throughout this park. And he created this art piece, and I'm going to like kind of showcase it. But yeah, it's really, really neat. He explained that it sounded like a Geiger counter or like digital sounds. Occasionally, I will pick up some sounds that no one else can hear, and it is basically the RF emissions. And so that's what he was able to hear. And so that kind of paved the way for wireless exploit potential. Office of Scientific and Technical Information published their conference from last year, and it basically centered around the same things that I have mentioned, which is the growing concern with signal interference. Researchers were stress testing devices using the hack RF and tools like Ubertooth or Wireshark. So there is another article that I'm very, very excited to read. It is embargo. It's not published. It will be published or released on November of 2026. The researchers for this article stress tested 5 different manufacturers, and of the 5, supposedly 3 of them uncovered some interesting vulnerabilities. So I'm very, very excited to hear about that. I need a fan. It's like the more you like film, the hotter it gets. And that is it for my ramble. If you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
See you next time.